In January 1998, Oasis released All Around the World. The single shot to number 1 in the UK, and it contained 3 B-sides, a song called The Fame, a song called Flashbacks, and a cover of Street Fighting Man by the Rolling Stones. Now, how did Street Fighting Man come to be recorded, and why? In October of the year before, Be Here Now had been released. It had a huge explosive peak. Oasis were at the absolute top of their popularity. The album had sold to become the fastest and biggest selling British album of all time back then. And the band had got together in a London hotel suite to see a new documentary that had been produced about them. The documentary was an hour long and produced by an independent company. It was mostly positive. It was mostly talking about people who loved the band, people who had been influenced by the band. However, it contained 4 comments from 4 very influential people. Paul McCartney was on the documentary, and he said, "They're derivative and they think too much of themselves. They mean nothing to me." George Harrison was on the documentary, and he said, "The music lacks depth and the singer Liam is a pain. The rest of the band don't need him." Mick Jagger, who had let Noel Gallagher stay in his Mustique villa to write all the demos for Be Here Now, he said, "You can't dance to it, the new album is impossible." And Keith Richards seemed to bother them the most by just saying 2 words, "They're crap." Now, immediately after watching this documentary, Noel and Liam stormed down to Radio 1, immediately, full of anger, riled up, having seen this documentary that they felt seriously betrayed and criticised by. They stormed straight down to Radio 1 and went into Steve Lamacq, who was broadcasting live. And Liam threatened all 4 of the old rockers to a fight on Primrose Hill, live on national radio.
All these snags coming out of the closets and that at the moment, right? Before we're going, I'm going to shut my mouth after this then, right? They've got a problem with a kid, right? Yeah.
Problem?
A problem with a kid, right? Or Oasis, right? Yeah. Obviously, like, yeah, and I ignored all that facts, right, yeah, because I dig all the music, I dig them as personal human beings, right, yeah, but at the end of the day, no, you shut up a minute, right, songwriter, at the end of the day, right, obviously they almost want a scrap, right, and I will offer them all right out here on radio, right, yeah, if they want to fight, right, Primrose Hill, Saturday morning, 12 o'clock, I will beat the living daylight out of them, right, I'll still give them a steak pie at the end of it, right.
So to answer your question, yes, we have been to America.
That goes for George, right, Jagger, Smitchards, right, yeah, and the other no, you calm down you over there, right, because I want to see me bit, right, any of them old farts who've got a problem with me, right, leave the Zimmer frames at home, and I will hold them up with a good right hook, yeah, and that's the end of it.
And here's what Jeremy Paxman had to say about it at the time.
Embarrassment at inquest at Broadcasting House, the home of BBC Radio today. How was it that the Gallagher brothers of Oasis were able to spend the best part of an hour sitting in a Radio 1 studio, effing and blinding, praising drugs and threatening violence at 8 in the evening? Are these the people we want vaunted on the front of magazines as the epitome of cool new Britain?
And Noel, who was typically a little bit more nuanced than Liam, reacted by trolling Keith Richards by recording his song, Street Fighting Man, without asking permission. Listen to this.
We went to the studio to do some B-sides and came out of the studio on Monday.
And we had a lot of flashbacks. So it's B-sides for All Around the World?
Yeah. Okay. We've actually done a cover of Street Fighting Man just to piss Keith Richards off because he's been slagging us off.
Have you?
Just to make them more money than what they've already got.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Obviously, they ain't got enough.
I was going to say, I mean, because they're very. Do you have to clear something like that before you can actually do it?
No, as long as you don't change the arrangement, apparently you don't need permission.
Now, I've always wondered why Street Fighting Man doesn't seem to appear on any of the compilations. It's a great cover. It doesn't appear on the 3 CD version of Be Here Now. It's been left off a lot of the sort of the complete collections, but it is a really good recording by Oasis, and I think that might be the reason why. It seems in later years they have kind of made their peace with each other. Rockers will sling insults at rockers, especially when they're at the height of their fame, and a lot of the things that the 4 elder statesmen of the rock and pop world said didn't actually come true. A lot of them made comments along the lines of, in 30 years' time, no one will be listening to Oasis. We're here now, loads of people are listening to Oasis. They've gone down as one of the classics. So I think part of that was just maybe a little bit of jealousy or not understanding what was happening and not understanding the cultural movement that went along with Oasis at the time. I don't know. Perhaps amongst the Beatles and the Stones there was an element of hearing the band that had replaced them as the top British band in that cultural movement and thinking, we're better than this. Maybe there was some of that, I don't know. But that's the story of how Street Fighting Man came to be recorded and included on the All Around the World single. But that's not all. Back in that London hotel where Oasis saw the documentary, they immediately got in touch with Marcus Russell, who was their manager, and he went into overdrive. He blocked the documentary from being shown anywhere in the UK and shut the whole thing down. Now that documentary is apparently out there somewhere, but the internet has been kind of purged. I was able to find one article that even referenced it, and that was based in the Republic of Ireland. I wasn't able to find anything British. So Marcus Russell shut this video down, and I can't even find the name of the documentary, the name of the documentary makers, if it's still out there. It was banned from being shown in the UK, but it wasn't banned globally. So where is it now? If anyone knows the name of that documentary, the name of the documentary maker, or anywhere, maybe in another country where it was broadcast, any copy of it, I would love to know. Could you tell me in the comments? Because I would love to see that documentary. That is a genuine piece of super rare Oasis history, and I'd love to know about it if you know where that is. So there you go. That's the story of the cover of Street Fighting Man and the little mystery to go along with it. See you next time.